Hi everyone, I'm Melanie, one of the trainers here at Orthman Community YMCA. We miss you, we miss being able to come in and work out with you, but we hope during this shutdown time you will still be keeping active and doing some things at home. And to help you out with that, we're going to do a little workout today for about 10 minutes. We're going to get started with 2 different moves just as a warm-up. They'll be for 30 seconds each, there's no break in between. Simple moves. Step up, step down for 30 seconds, and then some toe touches in a couple different positions. They'll be easy to follow along with, and we'll go through that 4 times. Okay, I've set my watch timer for 30 seconds. I'm going to lead with my left foot and up and down 30 seconds. You can choose the speed that works best for you. I'm not running up and down, but just taking a quick pace. This is a warm-up. Leading with the left for up and for down. We'll come back to this, so that's why I'm staying with the same lead foot each time. Practice good posture. Try not to look straight down. Look ahead. Warming up the legs. All the way up and all the way down. And there's my timer. So now I'm going to go directly into some toe touches. Not trying to reach down and put my palms on the floor, but just touch the floor or touch your shoes or your ankles, whatever you can reach. Come all the way up and straighten each time, squeeze in the glutes. And there's our timer. Back to the step-ups, leading with the right foot. The warm-up helps you be prepared for the more difficult things that are coming. We're going to go to a windmill touch. Arms straight out to the sides, bending at the hips and waist. Just simple touch to the shoe or the floor or the ankle. And there's our timer. We're going to move on to a different combination of exercises now. Now we're going to do a hand step up and down. Once again, I'm leading with my left hand, just like I led with my left foot the first time. Trying to hold a nice plank position as I do this. Up and down off the step. And there's our 30 seconds. And we'll come up onto our feet. 1 foot on the step, 1 foot on the floor. Weight centered, eyes up, and a squat. Coming up straight each time, straightening that lower leg. We'll have 4 intervals there. Hand walk up and down 2 times, and the high-low squat 2 times. 30 seconds for each of those 4 intervals. Our next 2 exercises are going to be done down on the mat and the step. Heels on the step for the first one for just a traditional crunch. And then when the timer beeps, I'll be rolling to one side. I'll be rolling actually to my right side first. That's the arm I write with, and that's the harder side for a side plank. And hold that side plank, then we'll go back to the crunches, and then roll to the other side to finish the side planks. So, get your heels on the step. Your body's all the way down. Your heels, not your foot flattened, but just those heels resting on the step. Fingertips behind the head, elbows out wide, and we're going to hit the timer and crunch. A crunch should be a small motion, pushing your lower back and the center of your back down into the mat, which helps to raise you up. You should be squeezing your glutes. You're not trying to do a sit-up. I don't want you to do this. Counterproductive. So let's squeeze the air out on every crunch. Keep your elbows out wide. Don't pull on your head. And there's our timer. So keeping my feet on the step, rolling over to my right elbow, hitting the timer, and up into the side plank. And just holding. Side planks can be kind of dull to watch, but they're very effective for strengthening. Keep your hips lifted and your head lifted and in line. You don't want your head to be sagging. You should be a straight line from all directions. Keeping that arm up there, you'll be using some arm muscles as well. And there's our timer. Lowering back down, we're going back to the crunch. Same rules apply. Elbows wide. A small crunch, shortening those abdominal muscles. Should squeeze the air out of you when you come up. Looking up, don't look at your knees, don't look at your feet. Look up at your ceiling. If I was at home, I'd be looking up at cobwebs probably. And there's our timer. So going over to the other side, stacking the feet again, and raising up into the other side plank. You can always make your planks better. You can always line up more correctly than you did the time before. Holding nice and steady doesn't mean that you're not going to quiver. Your muscles probably will quiver. That means they're working. That means you're in the harder position. For men, sometimes you're relying on your arms and shoulder and chest strength so much that you're not using your core as much. So try to stay in position. And there's our timer. Now we're going to go into one more set of exercises on our feet, and that'll be the end of this workout. All right, the next two exercises are going to use kind of the sideways or diagonal motions with our body. The first one is a lunge, a side lunge with one foot on the step and one foot on the floor. And we'll just lean into it, come up and raise the hands overhead for each one. I'll be starting with my left foot on the step. And the second one will be a windmill where I raise my right arm, lower my left, and I'll be bending down straight-legged to my shoe and straightening back up. Reach those arms overhead each time. Sinking into that hip and knee, pushing yourself back out. The foot on the floor, that leg stays straight. Try not to bend over. You'll bend a little bit, but you should be looking straight ahead. Don't lean over and look at the floor or the step. There's our timer. So set that foot down on the floor. The left arm is going down the front of the left leg and the right arm in the air. Bend and reach down and squeeze back up. The glutes and hamstrings for the lift. Keep that arm up as straight as you can. Bring your head close to it each time you come up. It's another sort of a windmill. You often see this done with kettlebells. The kettlebell or other weight could be in your lower hand or your upper hand if you're stronger. And that's our 30 seconds. Then you would want to turn, face the other way, and repeat both of those moves for 30 seconds each.